The fastest way for a person to improve is to do difficult yet correct things. Difficult and correct things refer to tasks that exceed one's current capabilities, but can bring about cognitive changes and skill growth. To accomplish these tasks, one must first face their fears and overcome the inner resistance. What is resistance to difficulty? It is the immediate reaction to any problem, feeling that it is too hard, thinking, I can't do this, or it seems too troublesome, I might as well give up. Before even starting or seriously thinking about it, the mind is already dominated by negative emotions, making the person irritable, anxious, and retreating from challenges, ultimately choosing to avoid or abandon them, returning to their comfort zone. The outcome is a pattern of consistently giving up in the face of difficulty, self-imposing limits, and making no progress. Those prone to resistance to difficulty often lack confidence in themselves. When facing problems, it may appear as though they are procrastinating or avoiding, but in reality, they are doubting themselves and their ability to solve problems. Their inner strength is insufficient, and they cannot endure challenges, leading to frequent abandonment. The underlying reason for resistance to difficulty is the psychological depletion experienced during growth. In past experiences, when encountering problems, there was a lack of guidance, help, companionship, encouragement, and care. At the same time, they lacked sufficient understanding and ability to overcome difficulties, leading to long-term pressure that gradually eroded their confidence in solving problems, resulting in learned helplessness and despair when facing any issue. Another reason could be oppressive education during growth, facing unattainable high standards and strict requirements from a young age, where failure to meet them resulted in threats, scolding, disparagement, rejection, or even punishment, thereby destroying self-confidence. Consequently, challenges trigger a massive stress response, freezing personal ability and inner motivation. If you have experienced this, remember Adler's words, "A person's future is determined by their choices now, completely unaffected by the past. The pain of the present moment is the result of current choices." The first step to overcoming resistance to difficulty is to dissociate your present self from your past self and start reshaping your psychology and beliefs from now on. Here are 3 mantras to help. First, avoidance is futile. Many things seem difficult, troublesome, or not worth learning. But in life, every avoided issue will come back as a boomerang, requiring several times the effort to remedy later. Even significant opportunities might pass you by because I'm not capable. Every challenge we face is essentially tailored to address our weaknesses, and unresolved issues hang over us like a Damocles sword, waiting ominously. Instead of dreading its descent, confront and resolve it now. Fantasizing, waiting, or worrying is useless. To secure a bright future, face your fears and pursue your goals proactively. Second, difficulties are objective. Resistance to difficulty arises because the brain instinctively creates illusions when facing remote, abstract, and vague problems. These emotions do not reflect the actual difficulty of the issue, as the scariest things stem from our imagination about the unknown. By breaking down abstract problems into specific ones, you'll find that many tasks are not as challenging as they seemed. Learn to detach from subjective emotions and objectively view, analyze, and deconstruct problems. Once you engage your rationality, instead of being overwhelmed by emotions, half the problem is already solved. Third, problems are solvable. When uncertain about handling a task, don't fall into self-doubt. Instead, investigate if others have succeeded in doing it, how they did it, what conditions they met, measurable standards during the process, and quantifiable data indicators. Analyze these factors, then ask yourself, if others can do it, why can't I? So, when resistance to difficulty arises again, recite these 3 mantras. Avoidance is futile, difficulties are objective, and problems are solvable. Then, take the plunge and tackle the things you want to do but fear. Confidence is built through action and solving specific problems. Action is the cause, confidence is the result. Don't let insufficient confidence become an excuse to avoid doing things. Genuine, strong confidence isn't gained overnight, but through experience. The stumbling blocks you perceive are actually stepping stones for growth. So forget everything else and boldly go for it, even if it means struggling through adversity.